Up next on the Sports Hit List.
Because David Wright's not going to play 140 games.
People in the NL East, they didn't do that much.
Well, I know baseball more than this.
The Mets will win the World Series if. Carl Coulanges, Anthony, Kenny, and Greg. We are the Sports Hit List by the fans and for the fans. Today's segment is called Fun with Fans, which was developed by Greg Polius. Thank you for this wonderful segment you developed here. And the segment is called Fun with Fans because we bring a fan onto the show and they ask us a question. Our fan today is Greg's brother, younger brother, Garrison. Garrison, welcome to our show.
Thanks for having me, man.
So what is your question for us?
Well, I think the question I have for you today is, it's about the New York Mets. And I would like to ask if they are going to be a contender for the World Series this upcoming season.
Okay, so
Rude.
he's sipping.
I'm just sipping tea.
Sipping tea.
Sipping tea.
No comments to his question?
Not at all. You didn't go.
Okay, let's ask Kenny. Kenny, do you think the Mets are a contender? Can they make it back?
Yeah, I don't see why not. They had the pitching. Cespedes came back. Hopefully, David Wright is healthy and they could compete. I don't see why not. But hopefully.
I believe the Cubs are the favorites to win. I saw a
Yeah,
poll
they're
recently
4-1 odds right now to win. But, I mean, we all know Vegas is never always right in the beginning of the season and things change.
Well, we know you're always never right, but we don't.
Wow! So the guy that doesn't even know football guesses right that one time.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm
time.
talking about the one that predicted that the Jets would make it to the Super Bowl. And they
That's
didn't make the
football.
playoffs.
So what are you saying?
I'm just telling you in general. I'm talking about in general. You're saying Vegas isn't right, but you're never right either, so it doesn't really
Oh,
matter.
you got close,
All right.
Carl. You got close.
I'm just saying.
All I'm saying
Let's
is
stay woke here.
predictions. Everyone is not always right when you're making a prediction.
But you're always wrong when you make yours. So
Wow.
You see,
Hold up.
the audience doesn't know there's an underlying
Very,
We're not going to get into that. That's
Very
another segment that you can watch.
that I
but-
learned about today.
Go ahead,
Sip tea
finish.
to
I'm
that
sorry.
one.
Go ahead. You can finish. Go ahead. Say what you were finishing.
You threw me over with your nonsense. But going back to what I was saying as far as Vegas odds, yeah, the Cubs are the favorites. However, with free agency and trades being made, the Mets still bettered themselves. Each team that was, in the thick of things, bettered themselves. However, where I think the Cubs didn't better themselves was from a defensive aspect, which was their biggest detriment. And I don't see that changing unless they make moves in season to solidify that defense. Because in the playoffs, as we saw with the Mets, you don't necessarily have to hit well per se, but it's pitching and defense that wins. That's why they lost the World Series, because they're pitching out of the bullpen and their defense lacked. And that's where the Kansas City Royals,
Capitalized.
It's a
Exactly.
long season.
I think what's really important is.
No, go ahead. Finish. I'm
I
sorry.
think what's really important to say is that if you look at the teams in this offseason, who really, did the most? And the teams that reoccur, like the reoccurring teams that you would say, the Cardinals, the Cubs, the Mets, people in the NL East, they didn't do that much. The NL East is really dominated at this point would be by the Mets. I would say the Nationals didn't do that much to better themselves besides get rid of their best center fielder. And they got Daniel Murphy from us.
I disagree. I mean, even though he was their best center fielder, he was always hurt. So I still think they're gonna be there as far. They're gonna be better than they were last year. They were uncharacteristically bad last year.
But they also favored last year, right?
Yes, they were.
So
Let's
that's
get
what
to-
goes to your point. Vegas isn't always right.
But they lost some of their pitching.
Let's get to Anthony's point. He's been sitting here sipping his tea, making to make a comment.
I feel we all just need to stay woke about the Mets.
And can you? What does that mean?
What I mean is that can we stop acting like the Mets aren't the Mets? Okay, they're gonna start off doing good. They're probably gonna be first place through the first half of the season, whatever the case may be, and then they might not even make the playoffs.
No.
This
Can
coming from
we-
a
And that's
Yankee
just what's
fan
gonna happen.
that only goes to the games because Papa John's gives free pizza if they score a certain amount of
50%
runs.
off, baby.
Okay.
All day.
Can we
That's
just
the
do
only
one
reason.
thing?
Yankees and Rangers. Shout out to the Rangers.
Can you just do one thing for me? Can you never associate my ball club with the Nets organization ever again?
I got you. Well, it's kind of the same second
it's
class.
not. No, it's
and
not.
it's, second class, the Knicks, Nets.
So
Then you got Yankees, Mets.
Here's where you're wrong.
Right.
Okay. If you look at
Telling people that they're wrong.
I'm understanding.
again, Carl, you know nothing about
No,
football.
go back to your point.
One time.
Go back to your point.
One time.
Go ahead. I'm
Right.
sorry. Go ahead.
The Mets pitching staff, the 5 guys they're going to trot out there are not 5 of the best in the league. That is one of the best staffs that will probably ever be put together as a whole in the free agency era.
Avengers Assemble.
Thank you. Okay?
You said the Avengers?
Yes.
That was a movie. That wasn't real life. It wasn't
Okay.
real life. There's no Mega Man coming.
Now here's
There's
Mega Man?
Avenger?
yes,
Whose man's is this?
Mega Man. There's no Mega Man coming.
He's on his own
There's
planet.
yeah.
Clearly.
He's just on his own planet. Now, here's the question I have for
There's no
the three
Earthworm
Met
Jim.
fans.
It's
see why
not
he's
gonna
blocked.
happen.
Okay, can I ask my question now?
I'm sorry. Go
Okay,
ahead.
the 3 Met fans on the panel. During the offseason, you guys, I saw a lot of Met fans not happy about not re-signing Cespedes. They're like, oh no, he shouldn't resign for the money he's asking for. But as soon as he resigns, everyone's like, yes.
Well-
they're all happy with
well,
it. So it's
you-
like,
But then he resigned for the money he was asking.
Exactly. You have to. So it wasn't the money necessarily. It was the years. And in a time now where if you give a lengthy contract, players break down after they're 30. Look at Mark
Rodriguez.
Teixeira, Alex Rodriguez.
baseball. Who doesn't do that?
I get that, but
That's
that's
what he's
part of
doing.
the problem,
True.
where you don't want to offer that 6 and 7 year contract for a
a
player
30-year plus.
after he's 30,
After he's
where
30.
You're
you know
eating their
he's going to
contract
make the
later.
majority of his
Robert
money
took
after
no
he's 30,
contract.
33
Yeah.
plus.
right.
Because these
You know?
players, they want 10-year contracts with $200 million type thing.
But it's still
And
the
they're
Mets. Like,
31
who else are
years
y'all
old.
gonna get?
Who's the better team right now? Right now, who's the better team?
What do you mean?
It's very simple.
Out of who?
Out of the
Mets
Mets and the
and
Yankees.
the
Who's the
Out
better
of the
team?
Mets and the
Conversation
Yankees?
we've been having.
Right now. Right now.
Right this second?
Sippy tea, boy.
Yeah, do that, please.
Tea.
Please.
Answer with
Yeah,
a straight
sippy tea.
face.
It's all right.
The Yankees.
Isn't there a little table for kids?
All right,
The
so
Yankees.
here's one question right there. The Mets will win the World Series
If they're healthy and they can play defense.
If they do what they did last year, but play better in the World Series.
play
Play
better.
like how they played in the NLCS and the NCS. And the LS, right?
You mean
I'm
the
good.
DS and the CS. There you go. I got you, bro.
I'm gonna disagree with that
Okay.
because in the NLDS and the NLCS,
What?
they played fine. It was just those 2 teams were not as good as the Kansas City Royals. We had the Kansas. If you remember those games, we were winning 4 out of those 5 games they played, and we lost.
Wouldn't you say?
inning.
Wouldn't you say though that the Royals had a chip on their shoulder for losing it the year before, and that they were
Possibly,
more
yeah.
they were hungrier to win?
Not
But
only
they
that,
were
the
defensively
Royals have a chip on their shoulder because they were looked at as such an inept organization for so long.
30 years to do that.
Yeah, I agree. And you know, a lot of their players weren't highly touted players. Maybe 1 or 2 of them. Outside of that, there's a lot of scrappy guys on that ball club that are just trying to get there and say, you know, kind of like the blog. I wrote, like, hey, I can do this.
Please check out his blog, by the way. He went off about why he hates the Yankees. I won't reveal too much about it, but definitely check it out on the Sports Hills blog. Can you answer my question? The Mets will win the World Series if.
Like my brother said, if they stay healthy, that's number 1. If our pitching staff stays healthy, we will always have a chance to compete no matter what because pitching will win championships. And if we continue to grow, I would say around the trade deadline, we're going to need to make probably a few key acquisitions, maybe get some defensive help, maybe get a bat off the bench. And I think from there, we will be able to form a World Series team.
I think they already
disagree
did
with
that
that.
though. I think Sandy played his card well, you know, and solidifying our bench with Asdrubal, you know, and because David Wright's not going to play 140 games.
You would call Dribble an offensive piece?
No, but what you have is a guy who can still play third base, second base, or shortstop, you know, in a pinch, and who can be a quality bat off the bench. He may not be able to start 140. As
why
Dribble
Ken
Cabrera,
Torn gonna win
Kenny,
right
step
here.
out the way. Let the brothers go at it.
as Dribble Cabrera,
Is not a quality bench. That's why he's lost his
No,
position
listen.
on 3 different
he
teams.
was a starter. He was considered at one point one of the better defensive shortstops in the league, right
He
or wrong.
were defensive.
Okay, however, but this is what we're talking about. Okay,
Like-
we're
like,
talking
no,
about
I-
defensively. That's what they lacked in the World Series. He can be that defensive guy.
Have they ever debated on the same side before?
I don't
Like,
think
has
so.
there ever been a debate?
I
on,
don't
like,
think so.
the
I've seen
people
them
on my
debate
same side
football.
of
I've seen
the-
them
the
debate
argument.
football.
That's
and
the
they're-
funny part. They're on the same side. Right?
But I get what you're saying.
Do you?
As Drubel's going to be fine off but we didn't get him to be a starter. So his defense would be what?
He didn't say
what-
anything about
Yeah,
that.
stay woke,
Exactly.
Greg.
I said he solidified. I said
stay
Sandy
woke.
solidified our bench with that type of move.
So
Okay,
but this is when you're bringing someone off the bench, that's for an offensive piece, right?
Not necessarily, because
for
if
a
you
good
look at the
match.
playoffs,
I
look
give
at
my
the
in-depth
playoffs.
answer.
Ruben
Yes, you
Tejada
can, but
didn't
Greg has
start.
to wrap up
All
first.
right, cool.
Greg
Ruben
has to-
Tejada didn't
Greg.
start. Ruben
Greg.
Tejada was a defensive replacement.
That
Yes.
was because we were
I'm sorry, I
so-
spent knowledge real quick.
No,
I know. I
it's-
understand the little brother rivalry we got going here, but Anthony didn't get a chance to answer my question.
I'm
yet.
sorry,
I've been waiting
Anthony,
to
you
get
know.
mine.
It's not like he can give you a good answer.
My answer is actually the most in-depth here. Like, it's actually the most.
Okay, the Mets will win the World Series if.
And I'm gonna go like farther than anybody, deeper than anybody have gone here, and say some things I haven't even thought of, which makes why I know baseball more than this.
Stay
The
woke, boy.
Mets will win the World Series if, and only if, they get them a Papa John's Listen, right? They get them a Papa John's deal, and they get 50% off menu price items. That's the only way they'll win.
I guess
the
I know
World Series.
who's sponsoring this segment.
So apparently,
Papa
Did I
John's.
say shout out to the Rangers? I got 50% off last week. Shout out to the Rangers.
I guess that worked for the Yankees last season too.
Definitely. Shout out to
All
them.
right.
too.
Okay. Well, that'll do it for this segment. We'd like to thank Garrison for joining us on our panel. I think he held his own ground on here. Did he? Yes.
He was woke.
He was woke.
woke.
When we welcome him back.
I'm gonna go with an eh.
He has a God complex. Sometimes he thinks he's always right. So like when
Is
he's
that the
wrong,
older brother syndrome?
No, it's when he's wrong. He can't comprehend it.
That's the younger brother syndrome where I have to be right because the older brother thinks he's right. That's what that is.
Let's talk about this at the family reunion.
Right.
I know exactly. Please invite us. We'd definitely like to be there. For
We'll
that.
tape it. Put it on the sports tape.
I'm just saying we have video of him being wrong.
My man.
So you're gonna
you
jump-
see? I just bring it back for that. I definitely bring it back for
That's
that.
cool because what we don't have on video is how many things he was wrong
It's
for.
never
as
been
far as
said. He
play-
could just make this up right now.
It's on the tape.
We got tape. You got tape?
I know, but I do have screenshots.
He has to say allegedly, or
I
you can
do
sue
have-
him right now.
No, I have
All right,
screenshots
well,
of you
that'll
being
do-
wrong on multiple
Okay, that'll
occasions.
do it for the Sports Hitters. Definitely check out segments of Polius being wrong all the time. Thanks for watching.